Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So first up, I'm going in with the Garnier Micellar Water and just making sure the face is nice and clean before priming. Then for primer, I'm going in with the Benefit Professional and just using that all over her face. Then I like to just spray her face with a generous amount of MAC Fix Plus, and then for foundation I'm going in with the MAC Studio Fix in NC37, and I mixed in a little bit of the Becca Liquid Highlighter in the shade Opal, and I just put it on the face first and then blend it all in with a damp beauty blender. Then to color correct, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This one's in the orange color, and just placing like the smallest amount underneath the eyes and then blending it out with a damp beauty blender. For those that don't know, orange concealers actually correct purpley tones underneath the eyes. So then I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10 Light, and I mixed a little bit of the MAC Pro Longwear in the shade NC15 just to add a little bit more coverage, and just using that underneath the eyes. Then I go in to put it on her Cupid's bow, bridge of her nose, and then a bit on her forehead, and then blending it out as well. Then taking the Laura Mercier translucent powder, I'm just using that to bake underneath her eyes. So just packing a lot of product on the beauty blender and just really pressing it in underneath the eyes. Then going in with the Australis Fresh and Flawless face powder in the shade Darkest Brown, and just using that to set the rest of her face. Then going in with the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer again, and I'm just using that to prime her eyelids, and then just blending it out with a smaller kabuki style brush. For brows, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Pro Brow Palette. I'm going in with the shade Soft Brown and using that to fill in her brows. Then I'm just going in with the same Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and just using that to define the brow. So just placing some above and below. Then using the Brunette Gimme Brow by Benefit, just running that through her brows to set them in place. Then using the new Ciate London Chloe Morello palette, I'm taking Unconditioned in her Crease and just using that as a transition shade. Then I'm taking the shade On Fire and just using that in the crease as well, just to give it a little bit more definition. Then taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is what I'm going to use to cut out the crease. So what you're going to want to look for when the eyes are closed is the actual crease socket, and then just creating the cut crease a little bit higher, just so it gives the illusion of a bigger crease. So as you can see, I'm just cutting it. I'm just using a concealer brush for this. Then I'm taking the matte white, which is called My Tribe, and I'm just using that to set the concealer in place. Then I'm taking Queen Bee and just using that on the outer corners of the eyes and just building up the color to as intense as you want it. So while I was actually blending the outer corners, I found that it didn't really blend as well into the concealer. So I probably would recommend cutting the crease after you'd placed all the eyeshadow down that you want. So I'm just going over the inner corners again, just with the same concealer, and then setting it again in place. Then I'm taking the Lime Crime Glitter Glue with the Lime Crime Leo Loose Glitter. It's just a really, really gorgeous gold 3D glitter, and just using that straight over the top of the glue. And then I'm just dusting away the excess powder from the under eye bake. I recommend you leave the bake on if you're using loose glitters or whatever, just because when they fall out, it's just so much easier to wipe away. Then to bronze up her face, I'm using the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer and just using that on an angled Spectrum Cosmetics brush, and just focusing that mainly on her cheekbone area and her forehead. And then taking the Benefit Hoola bronzer, I'm just using that to contour her cheekbones. Then taking the Face of Australia translucent powder just on the damp beauty blender and just using that to bake right underneath her contour. Then taking the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner in black and just using that to line the top lash line. So after placing the liner on the top lash line, I'm just going in with a brush to make it all nice and smoky. And then I'm just adding some mascara on her top and bottom lashes, obviously using a disposable mascara wand. Then I'm just popping on some lashes. My favorites are the Model Rock 212. I use them on pretty much all of my clients. So I'm just placing some Duo lash glue on and then placing them on her eyes. Then I'm taking a MAC blush. I think it's called Petal Power, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll definitely leave it down below for you guys. I'm just placing that on the apples of her cheeks. Then I go in to the palette again, taking On Fire and just using that on the bottom lash line. Then taking the Maybelline Eye Studio Gel Liner again, and I'm just popping that in her waterline. Then taking the brown shade from the palette, and I'm just using that to smoke out that liner. Then taking the Australis Banana Powder. I've actually really been loving this lately, just to put underneath her eyes, just to make them look a little bit more brightened. For highlighter, I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit, and I'm taking the shade Dippin' in Gold and just using that on her cheekbones. Oh my god, how nice is this highlighter? I've always forget to use my glow kits just because I tend to just go for like the single highlighters, but oh my god, so obsessed. And then taking the Anastasia Ultimate Glow Kit, I'm just mixing the first two shades together and just popping them in her inner corners. Then going in with Gerard Cosmetics Sheer Lip Liner and lining her lips. And then the lipstick I used was Faux by MAC. I know I always use this lip combo, but literally at least 80% of my clients always ask for this color. It just looks so pretty with pretty much every single eye look. So yeah, I'm just applying that on her lips, and then I just go over with a clear gloss. I think I'm just using the Rimmel one that I always use, but everything that I use will definitely be listed down below. And then to finish off the look, I'm spraying the face with the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray, and that is the final look done. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.